Despite what people say, space is not actually cold. Sure, it's extremely cold in some places, but other places can be unbearably hot. There are many things that affect the temperature of space, including light, radiation, and matter. And with so many different elements in the universe, there is a wide range of temperatures out there. So today, we're going to be looking at the hottest and coldest places in space. Starting off this list, we have the coldest place in space. This place is located in the Boomerang Nebula and is approximately 1,200 feet from Earth. It's cold here for two reasons. The first reason is because there isn't much light here, which means there isn't any energy here either. Without light or energy, nothing really happens. It's like how when your bedroom is dark, you can't see anything. You can't even begin to imagine what the temperature of this place is. Well, scientists actually have calculated it, and it's around -272 degrees Celsius. That is around -460 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that into perspective, that's almost as cold as absolute zero. Absolute zero is the lowest possible temperature that a system can have. It's where no atoms or molecules have any kinetic energy. So basically, it's the coldest thing imaginable. Moving on, we have the second coldest place in space. This place is located in the constellation of Corona Australis, which is Latin for Southern Crown. It's about 370 light-years away from us now. This area doesn't receive much energy from its parent star, which makes it really cold. But it's also cold because the matter here is spread really far apart. The matter is so spread apart that the particles don't bump into each other often, which means they don't transfer much energy through collisions. Scientists have found that the temperature of this place is around -244 degrees Celsius. That is around -389 degrees Fahrenheit. If you ever went here, you would feel like you had just entered the freezer on an ice rink. Now, we move on to the third coldest place in space. This place is located in the constellation of Sagittarius. It's approximately 78,000 light-years away from us, here. The temperature is so low that even light slows down. That's because the matter here is spread out, and it also doesn't get much energy from its parent star. All these things combined make it the third coldest place in space. It's around -243 degrees Celsius. That's around -387 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, we move on to the fourth coldest place in space. This place is located in the constellation of Orion. It's about 817 feet away from us. This is one of the coldest places in space due to the distance from its parent star. Also, it's a really good example of how the amount of light affects the temperature of space. In areas that don't receive much light, the temperature is usually very low. That's why nighttime on Earth is cold compared to daytime. The temperature here is about -240 degrees Celsius, which is about -382 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, we have the fifth coldest place in space. This place is located in the constellation of Cancer. It's about 10,000 light-years away from us. And it is the fifth coldest place in space due to the lack of energy and the distance from its parent star. The temperature here is about -233 degrees Celsius, which is around -387 degrees Fahrenheit. I know what you're thinking. Can it get any hotter? Well, yes, it sure can. Let's take a look at the hottest places in space. Starting off this list, we have the hottest place in space. This place is called the Corona and it's located near the Sun. Now, the Sun is a massive ball of burning gas, and the corona is its outer layer. The temperature here is absolutely insane. It's estimated to be around 2 million degrees Celsius. That's around 3.6 million degrees Fahrenheit. That is so hot that if you were to go there, you would be burned to a crisp in less than a second. And the reason why it is so hot is because of all the nuclear fusion happening inside the Sun. Nuclear fusion is the process where two or more atomic nuclei combine to form one or more different atomic nuclei and subatomic particles. This is what powers the Sun, and it's also what happens in stars. It's a never-ending cycle. Hydrogen turns into helium and releases a tremendous amount of energy. Moving on, we have the second hottest place in space. This place is called the photosphere and it's located in the Sun. This is the second hottest place in space because of all the nuclear fusion happening here. The temperature here is around 15 million degrees Celsius. That's around 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. If you were to go here, you would be vaporized in less than a second. It's so hot here because hydrogen atoms are being fused together to form helium atoms. Now, we have the third hottest place in space. This place is called the convective zone, and it's located in the Sun. The temperature here is around 2 million degrees Celsius. That's around 3.6 million degrees Fahrenheit. The reason why it's so hot is because of all the convection currents happening here. Convection currents are created when there is a temperature difference in a fluid. When there is a temperature difference, heat will flow from the area of higher temperature to the area of lower temperature. And that is what creates convection currents. These convection currents then cause the plasma to move around, which generates a lot of heat. Moving on, we have the fourth hottest place in space. This place is called the solar core and it's located in the Sun. The temperature here is around 15 million degrees Celsius. That's around 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. The reason why it's so hot is because of all the pressure here. The higher the pressure, the higher the temperature usually is. And the pressure here is insanely high. That's because there's a lot of mass above the solar core pushing down on it. And the reason why it is so massive is because the Sun is a massive ball of burning gas. So there's a lot of material here, and that creates a lot of pressure. And finally, we have the fifth hottest place in space. This place is called the chromosphere and it's located in the Sun. The temperature here is around 20,000 degrees Celsius. That's around 36,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason why it's so hot is because of all the radiation coming from the photosphere. The photosphere is the layer of the Sun that radiates visible light into space, and that light eventually makes its way to the chromosphere. And that's what heats it up. Well, that's all for today. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And if you want to learn more about space, check out the website below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.